Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace and blessings to the elect, sincere Akim out there that's pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. Alright, this lesson is going to be about the RFID chip, which I got this magazine on it, and other forms of Esau's technology. Alright, that Esau has perfected. Alright, the reason why I got this magazine is because it's the January 1st, 2019 National Geographic. And you can already see some predictive programming coming on here. Alright, it shows his right hand, and in the middle of it, he's holding a chip. Alright, and this is a special kind of chip because it's for the future of medicine. Alright, and right here it reads, the cells of a patient's heart, lungs, liver, kidney, brain, you name it, can be replicated on this chip to help researchers develop individualized treatments. Alright, so what they're doing is they're putting their cells on the chip and then testing the chip with different drugs. And then by doing that, it makes this implant a lot more easier to implant it back into their bodies. All right, which I'll show you on this, because this is like the real life-size image of it. All right, you can see that it's not that big because I can fit my hand right over this image. And all right, and it says over here, on this chip shown actual size, researchers, I can't say those names, at Cedars-Sinai in Los Angeles, California, micro-engineered spinal cord tissue from a patient with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, motor neurons, and a blood vessel derived from the ALS patient system. Stem cells form functioning tissue as revealed in this enlarged image. All right, and that's what this background image is. It says the the red is the blood vessels and the white is those motor neurons. All right, and what the neurons are is basically the electricity running in your body, telling your body to carry out different functions. All right, and what Esau is trying to do is hack this with this chip. He wants to be able to send different neurons into your body and hack you, basically. All right. It says using a microchip, the scientists can observe neurons firing in real time to take pictures to analyze later. All right. It says their aim is to create chips that will be able to predict how different drugs will work for an individual patient. Yeah, and that's what Esau is saying. He's going to use it for us to gather data to improve science. But we really we know what his real agenda is, according to Revelation 13 and 16, right? It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, and when you break down that word mark, it's a charagma. All right, and charagma is a impalement, incision, a literal mark inside your hand. All right, verse 17, and it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And when you look up that word 666 in the Greek, it's a psyche stigma, and stigma means basically the same thing as mark. It goes back to it symbolizes what you did to like a calf, like a brand, all right, to show that they're enslaved, that they were owned by their master, gave reverence to their master, all right, and that's what that RFID chip is, whether it be in your forehead or in your hand, all right. I'm going to read some of this article. It says flexible electronic medical tattoos and stick-on sensors can take an electrodiagram, measure respiratory rate, check blood sugar, and transmit results seamlessly via Bluetooth. Alright, and Bluetooth is just another way of near-field communication. Alright, that's what they're calling the RFID chip over there in Europe, is a NFC chip, near-field communication. Bluetooth is basically the same thing. It's mobile vital sign tracking, but at a level once found only in an intensive care unit. It says hearing aids and earbuds with embedded sensors will not only amplify sound but also track heart rate and movement. Such smart earpieces also could be integrated with a digital coach to cheer on a runner or a guide to lend assistance to dementia patients. All right, so they're putting those radio frequency technologies and earbuds and stuff, hearing aids. Now you could probably take those out, but I wouldn't want this kind of technology like anywhere inside me. Down here, this is where it's getting into the RFID chip. It says implantable devices may include a radio frequency ID chip under the skin that holds a patient's medical records, or a subcutaneous sensor that could continuously monitor blood chemistry. And then it says ingestible devices and capsules will deploy once swallowed to perform tasks, and the gastrointestinal system from delivering treatment to isolating foreign objects. Yeah, man, that RFID technology. They're saying that all this data that's being collected through these different chip accessories will be on that chip, whether it be in your hand or in your brain, man. All right, and this is some crazy stuff right here. All right, power therapy for the brain. All right, it says the use of electricity as medicine has come far since the first cardiac pacemaker. Implanted electrodes, which are those lines that you see in his head, and they connect pretty close to the pineal gland. All right, and we know that's like our spiritual antenna, all right, to the spiritual realm. It says implanted electrodes visible in the X-ray deliver electric pulses known as deep brain stimulation. These brain pacemakers have effectively treated conditions including obsessive compulsive disorder, which is OCD, and Parkinson's disease, and are being treated in Alzheimer's patients to improve focus, memory, and judgment. A Cleveland Clinic study of DBS to spur stroke recovery has shown promising results. 2015 stroke robbed a patient of function on her left side, but after months of physical and occupational therapy and DBS, she plays catch with her grandkids and even threw the opening pitch at a Cleveland Indians game. So yeah, man, that's Esau's way of trying to sell this technology to the public, saying that it will be able to do all these great things, right? Opening doors, unlocking doors, having it on passwords, but the truth is, man, is that he's able to control you with this. All right. Here's kind of how it works externally. All right.
Okay, so let's take a look at it as well. So I'm going to stand over here. I'm going to open up our app here. So now I want you to squeeze. Yeah, so right here, these are the motor units that are happening from her spinal cord out to her muscle right here. And as she's doing it, you're seeing the electrical activity that's happening here. You can even click here and try to see one of them. So keep doing it really, really hard. Yeah, so now we've paused on one motor action potential that's happening right now inside of your brain. Okay. Do you guys want to see some more? All right. That's interesting, but let's get it better. Okay. I need one more volunteer. Okay. What is your name, sir? Miguel. All right. You're going to stand right here. So Miguel, when you're moving your arm like this, your brain is sending a signal down to your muscles right here. I want you to move your arm as well. All right, so your brain is going to send a signal down to your muscles. And so it turns out that there is a nerve that's right here that runs up here that innervates these three fingers and is close enough to the skin that we might be able to stimulate that. So that we can do is copy your brain signal that's going out to your hand and inject it into your hand so that your hand will move when your brain tells your hand to move. And so in a sense, she will take away your free will and you will no longer have any control over this hand, okay? You with me? All right, so I just need to hook you up. All right, so I'm going to find your ulnar nerve, which is probably right around here. You don't know what you're signing up for when you come up. So now I'm going to move away, and I'm going to plug it into our human-to-human interface over here. Okay, so Sam wants you to squeeze your hand again. All right, do it again. All right, perfect. So now I'm going to hook you up over here so that you get the stimulus. It's going to feel a little bit weird at first. This is going to feel like when you lose your free will and someone else becomes your agent, it does feel a bit strange. So I want you to relax your hand. All right, and Sam, you're with me? All right, so you're gonna squeeze. I'm not going to turn it on yet, so go ahead and give it a squeeze. All right. So now, are you ready, Miguel?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, so I've turned it on, so go ahead and turn your hand. Do you feel that a little bit? Okay, do it again.
A little bit.
A little bit? Okay, so relax. No, hit it again. Okay. Oh, perfect. All right, so relax. Do it again. All right, so now... All right, so right now, your brain is controlling your arm, and it's also controlling his arm. So go ahead and just do it one more time. All right, so that's perfect. So now, what would happen if I took over my control of your hand? And so just relax your hand. What happens? Nothing. Why not? Because the brain has to do it. Now you do it again. All right, that's perfect.
All right, so he said it doesn't work when he tries to move her hand because, it has to start from the brain. But when you directly implant the radio frequency directly into your brain, Esau is able to do that throughout your whole body. He's able to control those neuron electricity systems running through your nervous system, all right, starting at your brain, all right. And there's been experiments on animals doing this, all right, wirelessly.
Or RF device has been used for over 30 years to manipulate the moods of mental patients. Electronic mind control research is not new. A scientific milestone in this area came in the 1960s when Dr. Jose Delgado demonstrated remote control over a charging bull.
All right, he said that they did this experiment in the 1960s.
By connecting a radio antenna to electrodes inserted into the bull's brain, Delgado proved that the animal's aggressive impulses could be thwarted by electronically manipulating the bull's muscle reflexes.
Do you realize the fantastic possibilities if from the outside we could modify the inside? Could we give messages to the inside? But the beauty is that now we are not using electrodes.
In recent years, Delgado has shown that the behavior of monkeys can be altered using low-power, pulsating magnetic fields. But in these experiments, there were no antenna implants.
Any function in the brain, emotions, intellect, personality, could be perhaps modified by this non-invasive technology.
Delgado's research has so far been limited to animals. But in the Soviet Union, a radio frequency, or RF device, has been used for over 30 years to manipulate the moods of mental patients.
You know, he said that they've been researching it for over 30 years. Alright, and this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. Alright, it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And that's basically what Esau is doing with this technology. He's saying it's for your own good, you know, benefit society. You know, no harm will come of it. Well, some of them actually, some of the people that are coming out with this technology are warning people of the dangers. But for the most part, how Esau is going to push it is that it's for your own convenience sake. You know, it will make the world a better place, more connected. This is Psalms 55, verse 21. Alright, now I'll wrap it up. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. You know, Esau is real smooth in his way to come out with this technology and sell it to you. But his secret plan behind all this is to control you and destroy you, man. Alright, with that, I hope this video was eye-opening and edifying. Until next time, shalom.